Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. I just had a little quick question for everyone. Wanted to get everyone's thoughts on this. So, more recently, GameStop has sort of been trying to find their niche here with sales, because I can only assume the digital format is growing, and people aren't buying as much physical media. I love physical media. Really briefly, I had, I don't want to go too much into it, but I had gotten a couple games on my Xbox One recently for free. I believe it was like Bejeweled 1, 2, and 3, and like Feeding Frenzy 1 and 2. Then the other day I went to try it out and the game wouldn't work anymore, and it said you don't own this and blah blah blah. So that's one of the main reasons I really hate digital content. I don't mind it with DLC, I don't mind it with a skin or something or an extra level, but I do not want my full game on my system digitally. I hate that. I think I want something I can loan or sell or have the disc, and if the online service goes offline, I can still play the game, something like that. So anyhow, I've expressed this before many times in my videos. Anyhow, GameStop's been sort of trying to find their niche. They've been doing trying to get into the retro market again, because they used to, I believe, years ago, from what I recall, unless I was just around so long ago that they were doing retro and it wasn't retro then, but they're trying to get back into that. But people are selling them repros. They're not checking the cartridges when they resell them. They're giving $20 for a $200 game and then upping the price to $200 and selling it. So lots of stuff like that. I don't think they've really marketed it well at all, and I don't think they've put that presence known that they're doing that. And I think maybe it's just a test market right now in certain areas. I don't know, but it just doesn't seem like it's doing well, and it seems only to really be focused on their website. So that being said, they've also opened this games publishing company called Gametrust, and Gametrust just publishes titles. It talks in its like sort of mission statement type of thing about publishing games from independent, smaller developers, this and that, and that they're going to find the best developers, blah, blah, blah. Well, so far, according to me, GameStop has published 3 games. Deformers, which is done by the people who did Order 1886, so not really necessarily a small publisher. Insomniac Games, who's done the Ratchet & Clank series, and I would say is pretty prolific. And the final one is Has Been Heroes, which is by, I want to say it's Frozen Byte or Frozen Byte Games, and I just played that recently. I do want to talk about that game in the near future because I am enjoying it a lot, even though it is extremely difficult because the Xbox hasn't gotten a patch yet to make the game a little easier. So that being said, do you think that these GameStop released games are going to eventually become rare? Because it seems like they are. Song of the Deep didn't really sell super well, but I mean, I had a lot of friends that picked it up, but I guess it just overall didn't sell well. They then started, they knocked the price in half. Then they started giving away a copy when you bought like a statue on like this GameStop Pro Day or whatever they had. Now it's a little harder to find the game. I found a copy. It was new, but it was gutted, so I didn't buy it. And it was scratched up, so I didn't bother. What do you guys think? I mean, they're also doing this thing now where they're buying exclusivity for physical titles that aren't published by Gametrust, but that only GameStop is selling. 2 that come to mind are Duke Nukem 3D, whatever, World Tour, and what's the other one? Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So if you look on like Amazon per se, you'll see Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for $56. The game sells for $30 in GameStop. So is it just going to become really hard to find and people are going to jack up the prices? Like, what do you think? Do you think that these games will just kind of fall by the wayside and just get cheap? Excuse me, just get cheap and nobody will really care? Or do you think that the Gametrust releases and the exclusive GameStop titles are going to become rare someday? Weigh in the comments. Let me know what you think. I think it's an interesting move by GameStop, and I'm trying to pick up at least some of their published and exclusive titles because I do like the games that they've so far put out. As I said, I do want to try Song of the Deep. Deformers looks like one I may not pick up unless it's really cheap one day. $40 is way too much for a game that looks like an indie title where you're rolling around balls and hitting into each other. Anyhow, let me know guys what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you soon. Be good.